Okay. Hello, boys and girls. I'm going to talk louder, and you need to put up your volume really high up on your computer so you can hear me, okay? I move the board in closer. We are going to do science, first and second grade science. We're on a new unit. We're done with plants and animals. We are on to properties of materials. Materials have different properties. We're going to look at glue. We're going to look at dry substances and wet substances that have different properties. So I will explain all of this to you. We are going to look at properties, substance. We are going to observe a substance and figure out what properties are in which kind of substances. We're going to design our own substance, and we're going to predict what's going to happen, and we're going to use materials. I have more vocabulary words for you. We're going to record our answers. We're going to observe our answers. We're going to record our answers. We are going to be a science engineer or a glue engineer. We're going to design our own glue. We're going to be a glue engineer, because what does an engineer do? An engineer designs things, and we are going to design our own glue. We're going to test it, and we are going to have evidence. We're going to have proof whether the glue is going to work or not work. We're going to have a claim. We're going to claim that our substance can do certain things. We're going to make a mixture, a wet and a dry mixture, and we're going to have different ingredients. These are all of our vocabulary words. So lesson 1.3, activity 3 is on page 7 in the workbook. We are going to do page 7 in your science workbook. So, I have set up a little experiment over here on the table. We are going to first talk about properties of glue ingredients. We are going to make up a chart of glue that we want to design with what ingredients are going to go inside of them. So we're going to fill out this chart, properties of glue ingredients. Okay, so what is the definition of substance? There can be different types of the same material. For instance, wood is a material, but not all wood is the same. There are different kinds of wood. Metal is a material, but not all metal is the same. There are different kinds of metal. Paper is a material, but not all paper is the same. There are different kinds of paper. Substance is a word that scientists use to talk about a specific kind of material. So substance is a particular kind of material. The beanbag is made of a substance of tiny little beads. For example, glue is a material, but not all glue is the same. There are different materials that make up a substance. We are going to observe them and record them and design them. So, there are different kinds of glue. Glue is a material. All glue is not the same. I have 2 different kinds of glue over here on the table. One is Elmer's glue, and this one is foam glue. We're going to figure out the difference in these 2 items by their ingredients, by their substance, and by the claims that they make of what they can do. They were designed differently to do different jobs. So, one glue is a substance, and this glue holds up. So they are both glues, but they are different glues. They are different substances. So, introduce mystery glues. Hold up 2 paper cups. Okay, so we're going to look at the substances of these two different glues. Some of them are gonna be the same, some of them are not gonna be the same. You're not gonna be able to, but I will tell you what they smell like, what they feel like. Are we gonna taste the glue? No. Remember our safety guidelines, no tasting, no smelling. When you smell something, you go like this. If you need to refresh your memory, go back to the safety guideline page, the first page of your notebook. And do not eat anything, do not smell anything. Let's see, safety guidelines. Says, follow instructions. Listen carefully. Don't taste anything. Smell substances like a chemist. Protect your eyes, protect your hands. Keep your hands away from your face. Tell your teacher if you have allergies. Be calm and careful. Report all spills and accidents and injuries to the teacher. Avoid anything that could cause a burn, and wash your hands after class. So, with you guys being at home, it really alleviates most of those. So, we are going to observe the different glues. Show students how to smell the substance. Demonstrate students smell the glue. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smell this glue, and I'm not gonna put my face in it. I'm gonna go like this. Okay, that's really not too smelly. Not too smelly. This is the foam glue. Oh, that's definitely smelly. Okay, so we're on page 7. We're going to fill in our chart. We're going to record our glues. We have 2 mystery glues. We have glue A and glue B. I'm going to say glue A is Elmer's, and group B is a foam glue. So A and B. And the first one, Elmer's, not too smelly. Not too smelly. So you're gonna fill in page 7, properties of materials, in the box under group glue A. The properties, not too smelly is the first property. Foam B foam glue is smelly. Okay, so let's look at the color. They are both white in color. So they are both white. In color. So we smelled them, we looked at them with our eyes. It says not to touch them, but I think we've all touched glue. We know what glue feels like. It feels sticky, and both of these are very sticky. Very sticky. They both are sticky. You could put one in each box. Put one of these in each box under A. This could be your first box. Use each property for in a different box. So, well, I will observe them for you. What else can we say about our glue? Well, I poured some glue out earlier. And this is, let me take A first. So the A. Elmer's glue, I poured some out. It's white, and then it dries clear. And it is holding my popsicle stick. And it actually is holding, my glue got stuck to the paper, and it actually was holding the glue bottle on. So this is a very strong glue. we're going to glue on more stuff. Do you think a feather is going to stick on the glue? Do you think a pom-pom is going to stick on the glue? Let's see. So, oh, scared me. So, this glue is very strong and it's holding up our feather, our pom-pom, our popsicle stick, and my glue bottle a little bit. So we're gonna write that this glue is very strong. Glue A is very strong and it holds up what we want it to hold. So glue A is very strong and it sticks paper together, it sticks popsicles together, or popsicles to the paper, feathers, pom-poms. Okay, you get the idea. Now, our foam glue, and the Elmer's glue came out pretty quickly. Our foam glue is spilling out quite slowly. I'm going to say it's a little bit thicker than the Elmer's glue. So this one is a little thicker. And I glued on a colored pencil and the popsicle stick. Now, it's white and it's strong, but it is, when it dries sticky and foam-like. It dries, when you touch it, it feels like foam. You know, like a puffy, not a flat, it's a puffy. Whereas this one, when it dried, I ripped off the glue. This one, when it dried flat. See, I could touch it. This one, the foam glue, will stick on, let's stick on a feather. And, okay, the foam glue, when it dried, it's not flat, it's puffy. So this one dries puffy. It is strong also. So these are the substances of these two different glues. These are very different glues. They can hold a lot of the same stuff, but the foam glue is meant for having a puffy feeling after it dries. And it's, you know what, it's a little shiny. But it is strong because I think it's stronger. It really holds everything on very tightly. So, that was puffy glue and Elmer's glue. So this is our wet observance. Page 7, we are filling in our wet mystery glues. So, glue A is not too smelly, white, sticky, strong, can stick paper or popsicles together, and other objects too. The foam glue, mystery glue B, this is the foam glue. This was white. This one was strong, white, so this one, okay. The foam glue was strong also, white also, but it dried puffy. This one dried, number A dried flat. The Elmer's glue dried flat, is white, it was strong. it sticks many things together. And it's not too smelly. Okay, if you didn't do this yet, or you did, just make sure you have some of these here. Your moms are gonna, or dads are gonna email these back to me. Properties of Mystery Glue B is a foam glue. It is white. It was shiny. It was shiny, white, strong. It dried puffy. So even though these are two glues, they are actually very different. I know you guys know the difference between white paper and construction paper. And then there's cardboard. There's all different types of paper. So the materials are different. The substance is different. We observed them, and we're going to design our own glue, and we're going to predict what our own glue is going to be able to hold onto, if it's going to be sticky, if it's going to smell, if it's going to be strong enough, what we'll be able to glue together with our own glue. So that is page 7 in our science book. Page 7 is due, it is Thursday, March 19th. This is our science sheet. Page 7 with our new vocabulary words. Lesson 1.3, activity 3. Now if you turn the page to page 8, you can do page 8. Okay, so let me just finish this. We looked at the glue's properties, if they were the same or different. Engineers look for how things are the same and different too. Engineers. That is one of the ways that engineers design solutions to solve problems. They look at the properties of the substances. That is one way that engineers design solutions to solve problems. You can tell if materials or substances are different by observing their properties. Again, I want to reiterate. You can tell if materials or substances are different by observing their properties. Now the next vocabulary word is going to be evidence. Let's put evidence up on the board. Okay, so you're done with page 7, we're moving on to page 8. Talking about engineers. Page 8 in the workbook. We are introducing the word evidence. These are some of the vocabulary words. So, what you just did when you shared your observations to answer a question was to share evidence. In the last lesson, we talked about how evidence is information. A better definition is that evidence is information that helps explain something or answer a question. So evidence is information that helps explain something or answer a question. Good observations are direct descriptions of exactly what is observed with our senses, without any further elaboration. Encourage the students to describe what they see rather than to make interpretations or inferences. For example, a good observation would be, the feather sticks to the glue. An example of an interpretation would be, the glue looks yucky. So you want to stick to the facts. The bean sticks to the glue, or the feather sticks to the glue, and not say stuff like, the glue looks yucky. That doesn't really tell us much. So, if you look on page 8, it says, daily written reflection, what do glue engineers do? So on the top of page 8, what do glue engineers do? I know you all want to be here touching the glue, putting your hands in the glue, but I think we all know what glue feels like. So a glue engineer is someone that designs a glue to solve a problem. Somebody says, oh, I need to glue these two huge pieces of wood together. Can you design me a glue that can be strong enough and that can stick two pieces of wood together? So an engineer would have to design a glue engineer. So on page 8, it says, what do glue engineers do? So put an answer on page 8 where it says, what does a glue engineer do? And use your vocabulary words. A glue engineer designs a glue to solve, you can write you can write your own sentence, or you can put this one in. A glue engineer, what does he do? He designs a glue to solve a problem. He observes, he records, he checks out different materials, he checks out different substances, and then he says, I think this will work. He predicts, he makes a prediction. I think this is going to work. And then he has to test. He has to test it to see if it works. So again, he's got to record. He's got to record what he does and what materials he uses. He's an engineer, and he needs to test it, and he needs to have some evidence. He needs his evidence. He's going to make a claim that my glue mixture is going to hold two really big pieces of wood together. His mixture, what is his mixture made of? And what are his ingredients? Different ingredients make up different substances. So, finish your answer on page 8, what do glue engineers do? On the bottom of page 8, it says, make a drawing. If it helps you explain your thinking, label your drawing. So after you fill in the top and you write your sentences out, on the bottom it says, draw a picture. And I know you guys love drawing. So draw a nice picture of explaining what a glue engineer does. I'm very excited to see what you draw, because I know you guys are going to kind of come up with some really good stuff. Draw a picture of anything to do with glue engineers, an engineer, glue, a picture of stuff being stuck together, a picture of a guy in a lab coat, an engineer working in a lab, in a science lab. So draw a nice picture on the bottom, and I can't wait to see your pictures. And tomorrow we're going to go into lesson 1.4 on page 9. We're going to have to provide evidence. Okay, so that's science for today. I hope I see all your fun pictures soon. Bye, see you later.